Hello, welcome to this presentation. I will be speaking about service level management and what it is, what it contains, and what its purpose is. So, what is service level management? To best explain service level management, we describe its purpose. The main goal of SLM, as it's also called, is to ensure an acceptable quality of the IT service provided at a cost acceptable to the business. Excuse me. And indirectly to the final external consumers of the company's products. So it is you could say it contains like an agreement to ensure that the best quality is fulfilled on the IT service provided. And this agreement, I will be talking about it later on in the presentation. And the ITL has their own definition of SLM. So the definition ITL has provided is the process responsible for negotiating achievable service level agreements and ensuring that these are met. It is responsible for ensuring that all IT service management processes, operational level agreements, and underpinning contracts are appropriate for the agreed service level targets. Service level management monitors and reports on service levels, holds regular service reviews with customers, and identifies required improvements. So also, it is not only that the IT service must hold a certain standard, it also the service level management makes sure that we identify all of the issues that the service have, and we consequently improve on that on the fault that we have identified and try to upgrade the service. So what does it contain? SLM or service level management can be reduced down to into its subparts, as in the following terminology list. The subparts are SLAs, which I told you I was going to speak about, the service level agreements. And the agreement is an external one, this one, which means that it's an agreement between the IT service provider and an external customer. And the agreement is a total description of the service in both general and in detail. So you can see what the service will be providing to the customer in detail and what the customer can expect from the service. Also, we will see in general what the service is. OLAs, operational level agreements, an internal agreement that a service provider defines for the internal users to meet SLAs. So this is more internal for the organization, inside the organization. And underpinning contracts. The underpinning contract defines targets and responsibilities that the service provider uses to determine service level targets and server level packages. So we start with SLAs. A service level agreement SLA defines the level of service expected by a customer from a supplier, laying out the metrics by which that service is measured and the remedies or penalties, if any, should the agreed on service levels not be achieved. If any, like if you have any remedies or penalties, if the agreed on service is not achieved. Usually SLAs are between companies and external suppliers, but they may also be between two different departments within a company. And the ITL has a definition of SLAs as well, which they say an agreement between an IT service provider and a customer, which we have speaking about. Operational level agreement. This is OLAs, which is more internal than the SLAs. Also known as operating level agreements. Operational or operating. They are internal agreements that a service provider defines for internal users to meet SLAs. OLAs can also contain one or more objectives or service targets. So, for example, it can be used to track internal service commitments, such as the following service targets. For example, response time for incidents or problems assigned to IT groups, availability of servers supporting various applications. OLAs can be viewed as internal agreed documents between various IT departments within an organization. We can have OLAs between the following departments: service desk, and second level support, as we have spoken about in the earlier seminars. Second level support would be, for example, if there is an incident, then you can call in a second or third level support if the incident management was not enough, for example. So we have overlays between these departments: second level support and third level support. Service desk and network support department. IT services and departments who look after electrical supply, for example, within the organization. So this is what we mean. We have to have agreements between these types of groups, support groups, for example. So we make sure that if there is an incident, for example, or you need to upgrade a service, so we make sure that the standards are met, and this is a guarantee, you could say, on that. And lastly, we have underpinning contracts, which are agreements that are used to track performance between an external service provider and a vendor. And the ITL has an own definition of what an underpinning contract is. It's a contract between you, the service provider, and a third-party vendor. The third-party vendor provides goods or services that support delivery of an IT service to your customers. The underpinning contracts defines targets and responsibilities that the service provider uses to determine service level targets and service level packages. So, thank you for listening to this presentation.